Yeah.
It looks like we're live.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Now, Sherry, I haven't used StreamYard in a while. I did use it before, but give me 1 second because I want to make sure I can keep up with any comments when people come in.
Take your time. This is the first time I've been on StreamYard. But I love it. I've heard good things.
Now, it says I'm live and I'm past the 30-second mark, so I don't know that it's... Oh, it is live on my channel. Okay, so we are live on YouTube. There's about a 30-second delay.
Okay.
Just so you know, but oh, this is exciting. Thank you for joining me. So last minute.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? I jumped at the chance. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Of course. Well, it wasn't just the new mic test that I did last night. I posted that over on Patreon, that video you said you saw.
Mic envy.
I was so excited. It was like $50 and I got this great mic envy. You kill me.
I'm next.
I was laughing when you said that. I'll send you the link for it. It's great. Plug and play. It's like for dummies. But hey, Kathy, how you doing? So as people are joining us live, it probably should show up in the comments. Not sure if you can see it in StreamYard, Sherry, or if you can watch it on YouTube.
I could try on YouTube. Get on your channel. Yeah.
Okay. But I want to try to say hello as people come in and try to be interactive in the chat because I'm not usually that good at it. So if you catch something that I miss, please call it out.
Okay.
We've got some exciting things. There's incoming energies today, and we want to just, get this information out because I posted stuff last night when the transmission came through. So I want to make sure that everybody gets this that needs to get this so they stay grounded and know what's happening. And Sherry, you said you didn't get to see that transmission yet. So I'm going to be reading this to you. Okay, good.
I can't wait. Yeah. I'm
good.
Really excited.
All right. Now let's see. Kathy, thank you for asking. She wants to know how we're both doing. We're doing well. There's a lot of exciting things. Thank you for joining us live right now. Because we're going to read the transmission that came through the Pleiadians through Michael Love. Now, as I read this, I just want to make a disclaimer too. I did see this on Paul White Eagle Feathers channel, on his YouTube channel. I got the notification and I saw it through there that he was reading Michael Love's transmission that he got. And Sherry had done some work for me when I was out in California. And during the session, there was Pleiadians that came through. And Sherry, you remember the next day there was a transmission. It felt like it was the same being that transmitted information through you and this session and working with us through Michael Love. So I feel an affinity. I feel a connection to him that for a while, he's been very clear channel to me.
Yes.
So okay, I think enough of that mishmash. Let me just get to his article because I want to get your feedback. All right. I am going to just ask you, Sherry, for a minute here. Just take a couple deep breaths.
Absolutely, yeah.
I can feel the energy so deeply. I've been struggling to ground and I am grounding very well. I'm challenging myself to get better grounded, better centered in my division of energy. So what I want to do is, as I'm reading this, I want to use my vocals as a transmission, adding my light codes and my energies to this transmission as well. And I challenge everybody else out there, whoever would like to do the same thing, just intend and use your throat chakra for your communications, to even record yourself doing it, put it on your own channel, but get this message out because it's really, really important, I feel. All right.
So it is.
And so it is. So here we go. Michael Love posted yesterday, 12:54 a.m. Important Earth Alliance Space Weather Briefing, 7282021. Greetings, Great One. The Earth Alliance reports at this hour that a massive explosion of plasma blasted off the sun this morning and is headed straight for planet Earth. The approximate ETA for direct surface impact is around 7 p.m. Thursday afternoon. This is a very strong wave of light, and at the time of impact, your being is going to be jarred just a bit, so it's important to stop, be still, and to be grounded. Keep your body container as light as possible during this time. Drink plenty of mineral water. and hang on to those crystals to channel this powerful energy into the earth. We can tell you that there's a lot of chatter right now among the councils of light regarding the grand solar flash, and several key factors about Earth's evolution are being discussed as we speak. The 24, no, excuse me, number one, the 26,000 cosmic year cycle of the grand solar flash arrived some time ago, and this light event is well overdue and is in fact now imminent. Number two, noticeable increased cosmic explosions emanating from the galactic core are causing the sun's corona to erupt in powerful ways almost every day now. Number three, the star seeds of Earth are being intelligently prepared with smaller solar flashes at this time, so they will be able to integrate the big one when it occurs. Number four, the grand solar flash is the event that moves the Earth completely into the fifth dimension. It will do this by instantly raising the vibration of this entire realm and by completely turning off the 3D matrix electrical and tech grid. This global power cut is the event that causes conscious new Earth communities to migrate together to create the new Earth. This evolutionary light event has been seen on Earth's near future timelines in high-level QHHT sessions, in NDEs, near-death experiences, in the deepest states of meditative consciousness, and it's been written about and seen by many ancient cultures as occurring in our modern time. Hang on. As the Pleiadians have said, it's not a matter of if, but just a matter of time before everything in Earth's solar system is lined up the correct way, and a super blast of cosmic light makes a powerful and direct impact with planet Earth. The Earth's Alliance says global ascension systems report have been in an elevated state for several weeks straight, and we know you are feeling it all. Your light body is receiving major doses of gamma light, and your cells are morphing into soft crystalline structures as you prepare your vessel to return home. The star seeds of Earth have been reporting super strong ascension symptoms over the last few weeks, and many are describing a feeling as if they are literally being pulled up out of their body. We have also heard, I started feeling like my blood sugar was crashing, and then I was barely conscious for several hours. This is a serious ascension business, and there is a knowing deep inside that something big is coming our way. Dear one, you made a grand plan before you came to Earth on this mission, and you are still here as your grand finale approaches. Just like you, we watch it all, and we are here to assist as we are needed. Be sure to take the best care of you over the next few Earth days, and don't forget to breathe. Let us know what ascension symptoms you may be experiencing at this time, and tell us how you are doing in your great journey to Earth. Godspeed. Now, this was Michael and the Pleiadians post yesterday, and I am so grateful for that.
I have to write.
Sherry. How do you feel about that?
Wow. Just as I started to realize I should be writing notes about it because there were so many things that came through. The first thing that I was getting, honestly, Linda, was that there's a huge heart opening. So, and we know that has to happen in order for all the tribes to come together and all the soul family to come together, even though that's already been happening. But in order to really step into that 5D, you've got to have that heart space open. And I really have been feeling that. I think it's an amazing transmission. That is really, really exciting. I mean, beyond exciting. And I personally, I don't know about your listeners out there or you yourself, but I personally have been feeling a lot of undercurrent coming through. You had that in one of your videos, the undertow. And I think maybe this speaks to that in a big way. The energy that was coming through as you were reading that was amazing. It was extremely expansive.
Oh, It's not
Like,
me. It's all
I
them.
know, that's the energy coming through from them, from the transmission was just absolutely amazing.
I'm glad you felt that. I'm really glad you felt that because I could feel it, and it was almost like I was trying to it felt like water. It was I always
Yeah,
talk about energy being liquid light, and it felt like it was I was going like this, like in a pool, like the undercurrent and the movement, and I could feel that kind of rumbling through, like, my legs and all that, so I know it was grounded, and we were talking about things like earth, water, fire, air, and elements, and the water. Where's the water? We are the water.
yes,
That's our liquid light.
yes, yeah.
Hey, Leanne, and a person who is a person. Hello there. Glad to see you guys joining us. We're just discussing Michael Love's post from the Pleiadians, and Sherry just heard that for the first time. So I wanted to get your reaction live because this is stuff we've been talking about. The Earth, the solar flashes that have been coming out are incredible. I want to share something with you just to back up what he was saying because I know people have said things about Michael Love and all that. So what I want to do is let you see. I want to share a screen with you guys and show you exactly what the Schumann resonance was doing, just so y'all can see. This is real stuff. There we go.
Can't wait to see it from tonight. Wow.
Yeah. Y'all see that?
Wow.
See that black part? They blacked it out. Is it because it was all white and red? Is it because the solar flash took it out and it didn't measure? I mean, usually when it's blacked out like that, they say, oh, whoops, we had a solar flare. Every time there's an X-class flare, solar flare, this is what happens on the Schumann resonance, the monitoring machines. Do you see that? Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Now, it's interesting too. I think as you were speaking and all this beautiful light was coming through and this beautiful, that transmission I felt was actually grounding for me personally, even though I was feeling expansive too. And you could feel the energy. I felt very peaceful with that. And I don't know if anyone else was feeling that, or if you were feeling that, Linda, but I think that it's speaking to, and it's bringing through the frequencies of what's coming very soon.
I have to agree. I have to agree that when I was, and I have to disclosure, I guess, what I have to announce is that as I was doing the transmission, I was just doing my job. It just felt like I was just reading the words and allowing myself to sit in the back while the words being spoken carried the water, and I could feel the energy water as it was coming out. But yeah, like put in the comments if you guys have been feeling things. I know we want to have a little bit of a period where we can answer some questions and everything. So Sherry, maybe we can get back to some of Leanne's questions about clearing crystals or cleaning them with salt and things. I do see those comments. Maybe we can get to that in just a minute because I did want to cover something else here. Let's see. Oh yeah, Sherry, what do you know what? Let's talk about the crystals now, because we got to talk about how we're going to ground these energies. I personally, about maybe 2 weeks ago, I started feeling when these solar flashes were going off like so well, and to the point where I was getting dizzy and I was kind of walking sideways at one point in the kitchen and different things. So I felt that pulling up out of the body. I felt that dizzy thing that's not vertigo, and it's not because I haven't eaten anything or I'm dehydrated. Like this is energetic. You guys know, anyone watching this channel knows that. So what's the best things that we can do to ground ourselves? I mean, I always say breathe first and foremost, deep, deep breaths into your gut. My sister was saying yesterday, I was visiting my sister and she was saying how she always breathes like up here, like shorter breaths. And once in a while to just pause, like if you're speaking, just pause, release your stomach and, you could do through your mouth or your nose, but really get down into your hips and your stomach. And when you breathe out twice as long as you breathe in. That's what I do to ground it when I feel it instantly and the energy's spinning and whirling. It's like, okay, ground it. Because what are you going to do when something hits you like a ton of bricks? And if something comes in today that's like they're saying, if this energy comes in, and I have no reason to doubt it, look at the Schumann resonance, look what you're feeling, the undertow, the excitement. It's like the little jitters. You're like a little kid, you feel it, but now it's a happy thing, right?
Yeah.
So Sherry, what do you recommend for people to ground like crystals and show everybody like what you might have near you? I'm sure you got crystals near you.
Yeah. Well, I just want to bounce off what you said first, like just deep, deep breaths, but I like to take it down into the earth too. So just visualizing that it's coming out of your root chakra, down your legs, down your feet, really gluing you to the earth, and then also pulling it down into the crystal core. And so, and then envisioning that until you feel a little bit calmer. Because breath is so important. A lot of people breathe up here, like you were saying about your sister. Yeah, a lot of people breathe up here. So crystals, as we were getting on, Linda and I were talking about, like, I've just been feeling, especially today, like yesterday I felt really good, but today I'm like literally all over the place. And I think it's coming. My body knows it's coming. My being knows it's coming. My light body knows it's coming. So I said, I need some crystals. So I pulled out obsidian. I actually found this in Media, the park in Media, which is in Pennsylvania. Obsidian is really good for me. It just really grounds me. Hematite was another one. I actually have shungite, and I know this is for the EMFs, but is that how you say it? EMF, right? For the electrical magnetic force.
Yep.
But I find this very grounding too. Sometimes I'll put this by my bed at night, especially if I've been doing really heavy dream work or astral travels or things like that, and I need to kind of pull that out. I'll put this there. And then this is actually just a black beach rock, which and it's very rectangular. I just found it to be like really, I don't know.
Wait, hold that back up. Hold that back up again. That's really cool. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect rectangle.
Yeah, exactly. I think I got this up north, but
Nice.
I've cleared. I keep mine on my selenite. I have a rod of selenite, and I keep a lot of those in there. And then this is called apatite. It's it's really hard to see kind of, but it's like a labradorite, has that kind of sheen to it. But this is great for manifestation. And this to me is very grounding. Yeah, very similar. Very similar.
I love that.
Ocean color. I have, connection. And then I pulled out, I think this is a jasper. Or no, not jasper.
Not kyanite, you said.
No. It'll come to me.
It'll come to you.
Yeah. But anyway, those are my grounding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And it looks like the people watching us, Sherry, they're saying they've been discussing this too. Leanne was saying that we're all talking about everything her and her friend Rachel have been discussing. So yeah, Andromeda Moon says, always do what feels right to you. Your guides will tell you which crystals and what to do. That's exactly right. That's exactly what we were just doing before, picking it out. And it's funny because Sherry and I picked out very similar stones.
Yeah.
Like as she felt like she needed that, and she's telling me what she's grabbing, I'm holding it up going, that's what I got. And that's what I got. Yeah, we're on the same. You're right. Your guides tell you, but I feel like our soul families that are connecting, are telling us all the same thing. Like we're all getting the same messages. We just may not realize we're all connecting telepathy wise too. Yeah. It's like when you put yourself into that and you go online and you allow yourself to be online, it's like you stepped out for the first time and it's a whole big crowded area and you can hear and see everything. You just allow yourself to follow the thought forms that take you to your soul family. And you're in a protected place and you are communicating. You are already online.
Yeah.
Lapis, Leanne Lapis. Yeah, I'm wearing it. She said, thank you, Sherry, and love you so much. She doesn't have those. That's okay. We all have what we need. We have exactly what we need. You have lapis too there? Of course we do. Listen, Sherry, I want to get your reaction to something else. We can come back to this after if you want to keep discussing this, but I wanted to get your reaction. I want to tell you why I have this background. And I don't want to get anybody upset or anything like that. I just want to tell you what's happening to me here with regards to the American flag. So you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So, and if you guys are just joining the stream now for the first time, you can rewind it when it's over. When we say goodbye, you can rewind it and catch the beginning part with the transmissions and all of that if you want. But okay, so now about the flag. So, when I came back from being out west, I came back here and I'm staying with my mother. My sister was in the hospital and whatnot. So I'm staying in my mom's apartment and she always has an American flag on her porch. And so do a lot. I would say probably 65% of the porches around here all have American flags. And we just passed the 4th of July and there's a lot of patriotic people around here. I'm not saying Democrat or Republican because it's actually mixed.
Yeah.
And I know that from my mother's group of friends down in the lobby, and they talk every day when they get their mail, and they can still be friends and chat and be really close and funny conversations. And it's not political, it's not Democrat or Republican. Everybody that's patriotic, and a lot of them are, regardless of their political affiliations.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to state the facts as it is. I'm not going to give my opinion on this part yet. We'll see. So last weekend, a couple moved in, and they had a flag that they put out on their porch that's right like in the entranceway. And it's a black flag with white letters on it.
Mm.
And it says hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Mm.
Okay. I don't, that's fine. If you want to hang your flags, you want to hang your flags. But the thing is, there's no political flags allowed by our lease in this, area. And some people there's only a few that were really pissed off by that flag. And they were they're like far right,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh, they shouldn't be allowed to have that flag. And it pissed them off. And my mom and I are kind of like, why? Why did it piss you off? Just being in the middle, neutral. We want to hear why they're so upset about it. So there's been conversations over the last 2 weeks going around the building. Well, now yesterday, people started getting letters under their door upstairs that you can only have plants on your porch. All flags must be taken down, blah, blah, blah. All right. I won't get into all the stuff that's happened. I could tell a story and make it last for an hour if you want. I can give you all the details, but it's not important. The bottom line is we didn't get a letter under our door, and we're still flying the flag because, to me, this is my opinion, my mother's opinion, the flag is not a political statement. The flag represents the republic. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I've pledged that. I've been taught that. I wasn't taught when I was a kid, for example, that the United States was a corporation or any of that stuff we've all been learning about over the last, decade or the last year or maybe the last few months for some people. But I was always brought up to respect the flag. I pledged my allegiance to what that stood for, which was a united republic. And it's not a political statement. It's our flag. It's a flag. It's the country's flag. So do things need to change when they're racist or when they're whatever? And yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But first, we have to have the truth come out about what organizations have been used to create divide, because divided we fall, united we stand. We know this. Yeah. So here's my thing. If somebody moves in to the apartment complex and puts a flag up that has words on it and it's a political statement and they're saying, sorry, it could say teach peace. And they might be like, sorry, you can't have that. Mm-hmm. It could be Black Lives Matter. It could be an Antifa flag. It could be whatever. But, certain things that say certain things that piss off people and cause warring, fighting, dividing. And then they're telling everybody just so that they're not singling them out. They're telling everybody to take down the American flag. And I won't stand for that. And I told my mom, I said, I'm only staying here temporarily, but I won't stand for that. And she said, me neither. She said, well, we don't have to get the letter. Like the letter could get lost. So we'll hold out we're going to be holdouts. That's the bottom line. It's her apartment too. If she wanted to take it down, I said, maybe we could fly it on the porch, but just not over the railing. You know?
Yeah.
And then she said something about if they're saying only plants, we're going to go to a store and get all red, white, and blue. And I'm like, I like your thinking, Mom. I like your thinking, but let's hold out as long as we can. So I told her, I said, I got your back. Like, I'll take this one if you want. So that kind of inspired me to want to do this video today, in addition to the other thing. But what's your reaction to that? What do you think about taking the flag down? Because I got to say one more thing.
Yeah.
As a child, I used to watch The Sound of Music. Yeah. And do you remember when they had to take their flag down because the Nazis were taking over?
I do.
Okay. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Just saying. And we know about the Nazis, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because what really struck me when you were telling that story was that, because I'm your age, so I remember standing in school and pledging allegiance, like you said, to the Republic, which was not divisive. I mean, back then, of course, we know now there's always been divisiveness, but I think it's a sad commentary on what's been happening in our world. However, I also think the flip side of that coin is that it's showing us right up close that everything is divisive right now. It's asking us to choose, like it's asking us to choose peace and to choose love and to step away. And I think that's a really, I don't know. I have so many thoughts about it, Linda. I really feel like we should all be able to express ourselves in a space that is safe, and be unique and be free. I think that it's sad that it was even an issue. Unfortunately, the flag that was put up with the words on it, to me, it's not that I don't, and this is where the divide has come in, where if you disagree with that, I don't even know, concept, because that's fairly new, then you're one thing. If you agree with it, then you're another thing. What about just allowing people to have their freedom of speech and just being like, that's what sticks out to me the most. I think it's sad that it was a divisive act, unknowingly or knowingly. I think everyone should just have the freedom to express themselves. But unfortunately, we know that BLM is something different.
Right. And whether it was started as that or not, there's good people that are trying to make a difference. And I see a difference being made every day. I see every single day, a big difference. And we're getting a re-education that we need, but we still don't have the truth and not even close to what's really going to be revealed. But funny enough, when I started talking about that, they slowed the algorithms down a little bit because a person was saying she keeps buffering and she was missing it while that was going on. And Leanne agrees with this. And I think it is, she said it's the dumbest thing people could do. I get triggered too, Leanne. Yes, the flag was definitely earned and not just given, but every country has a flag. The flag is not, I mean, if you want to call the flag political, then okay, then maybe everybody should just forget the flags then. Whatever. Just get rid of the flags. That means get rid of all borders, get rid of all everything. There's something about being sovereign that's soothing and good, but whether it's, I love Imagine, my favorite song in the world. So to have no borders, no countries, none of that stuff, Imagine. John Lennon challenged us to imagine what that would be like.
Well, and I was just going to say that, Linda. I mean, ultimately, that's where we're going. I'm not talking about globalism. I'm not talking about the economic forum and all this kind of stuff that the black hats or, whatever you want to cabal. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a unified planet. And eventually the flag is not going to exist. That's
exactly.
Because this is an individual country we're talking about. And patriotism, this is a construct, an old belief, an old paradigm.
To keep people divided. Yep.
Exactly.
Well, we might be heading there faster than we thought with the kind of solar flashes and plasmic energy that's coming in and hitting us like today. I mean, holy cow. Who would have thought we would be, trying to process this and everybody feeling the same thing at the same time? It's really exciting to me because we are moving towards world peace, but we're moving towards disclosure. We're moving towards, we're in the ascension, and we've been in this. We've been floating down this river for quite a while now. And it's just, we're finally picking up speed because it's like, we've been doing all the work, pushing a kayak. You got to paddle. And then finally it's like, oh, I see some rapids, but we've been kind of in the rapids a little bit of steering, doing a little bit of steering, but holy cow, girl, we're about to go over the cliff. Waterfall.
I don't know if anyone else, any of your listeners have been feeling it too. Cause you and I talked about it a couple of days ago. Like, I think we did anyway. I've personally been doing, my guides have been like screaming at me to do as much clearing as I can possibly do.
Yeah.
And like they're telling me the month of July was all about you. Those are the words they were using. And now this month is about continuing to clear, but to level up as much and learning as much as I can too. And that's been like, I can't even say it's exhausting because I've been so ramped up. The energy's been so ramped up. It's like you're just kind of like running on empty, but you don't even know it. It's okay. It's not bad.
That's a great way to put it. Last night I was standing in my room as I was listening, but standing between my bed and the closet, and I just like I noticed I was rocking back and forth, and it was like, but then it started getting faster. So what did I do when the transmission was over? I put the phone down and I started dancing, but I was doing my Tai Chi and I was moving fast because it was almost like a dance. Yeah. I'm like, this is what we got to do. We got to move this energy. We got to ground it. This is what I've been doing. Since I've been back, I've been trying to integrate everything as well. And I wanted to get transmissions out, but it's like you're saying, guides are saying, get this right first. Clear this.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's what's coming is that it's like I was saying, I've been kind of sitting with it and asking for guidance because I've been wanting to do the work, but they've been saying, hold on, cowboy, like you need to slow down and just do. And it's almost like I thought I'd been doing the basement work, like where you go down into the basement and you're sweeping the basement out. And that was last year, like that was like from last August until this August. And I was like, oh, I'm done. Like I did the basement work. This year, like this last 6 months has been the dungeon. Like this is like go down into the dungeon and dig down into the bones that are in the dungeon and bring it all up.
Right? Like the underground tunnels. You didn't know there was tunnels under there. It's like surprise. Look, micro, macro. Most people didn't know there was tunnels through Earth and all that until they found out about the DUMBs. And think about when your awakening process, when you awaken, like maybe last year was the dungeon for you, or however, you're saying the basement first, then the dungeon.
Yeah.
The dungeon's always like a sneaky thing. That's what everybody's talking about on these channels when they're talking about the onion. We've talked about peeling the layers back, the deep shadow work. It's like the dungeon, the DUMBs, the deep underground.
The stuff nobody wants to know about, but you have to if you like.
I was going to think of another word other than military bases. I was kind of trying to think of another analogy because this is perfect, Sherry. It's like deep underground MB. What could that be for?
All I can hear is manifesting.
Yeah, nothing's coming. Maybe they don't want us to take over the analogy. Oh, hey, Bev's joined us. Hi, how you doing, girl? She's doing, she has an astrology talent that I am soon to find out. So I will be sure to let you guys know. I'd love to promote your work, Bev. I can't wait for our session. Thanks for reaching out to me, by the way. And, okay, there was something else I wanted to talk about too. Let me check my notes. Oh, I got your reactions to the flags already. Oh, we already gave tips for grounding. Okay, you know what?
Can we talk real quick about that though? Because
yes.
We're talking about the elements, which I think I've been hearing a lot of other light workers talk about the elements and how important the elements are, like posting about, oh, fire is really important to me, or oh, the earth is really important to me, or water's like where I'm resonating right now. And it's almost like I think that's another reason that we're going through the things that we're going through, because we're simplifying and everything's really about the elements. I just feel like that's a really good way to ground ourselves too, is if we're either out in nature on earth or in the water or using fire, candlelight, or being out in the wind and just imagining things blowing through you. I just really think that's a good way to ground too, is just being in the elements.
When you said that reminded me of when I was at the Camp Spark in the Dark, and
love that name.
I love it too. It was a great place. I had most of the place to myself other than the host, and one other night there was someone there. It was just unusual, he had said, but I think my guide set that up perfectly because I needed to be by myself, because every time I felt the wind blowing, it was almost like I felt my entire soul being from the bottom, like all the way up, and the expansion of it. And the wind helped that. And they were teaching me how to integrate the elements that I was kind of activating, collecting on the way, because as I'm collecting things, I'm pulling them back into my now timeline.
Yeah.
And my own sacred timeline. It's like the energy around you. I think I discussed this in a very early video. the energy around you is like a circular room, and you have shelves that you can put your little gifts on depending on, which dimension you want to lock that in. You could go up to your 11th D self and have your secret little like locked box of treasures. But we find them when we're sleeping. We go out and about, and some of them are the elements for absolute sure. We have to have those integrated before we can even step up into the 7D. So 7D infinity. You know what? That reminds me, I opened up something. Do you mind if I do a little quick promotion here?
No, go for it.
All right. I'm still working on my website, but it's not open. Teachpeacedesigns.com is not up and live right now. But I want to share a screen because I think, Sherry, the other day we were talking, I was talking to you about this, about the shirt that I was wearing. Do you remember?
Yes. I love that shirt. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Whoops. No, I'm not trying to share my email. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no. Hold on. I'm learning. Oh, so this is StreamYard that I'm using, as you guys can see by the little logo up there. And I was telling Sherry about this. You guys should try it. It's free. Instead of upgrading my Zoom to pay monthly, I do the free account, and it lets me have people on here, and you can put banners on. And I know it sounds like a little promotion, doesn't it? But it's okay because StreamYard's really cool. It's very user-friendly. It's simple. And let's see if I get this right now. There we go. You see that? Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you because, Sherry, we were talking. Oh, yeah. So these links up top, the first 3 don't work, and then the other ones do. And I'm not promoting this one because I was deplatformed on Twitter. I was taken off Twitter, and it was this just goes to Energy Lightworkers, but I'm not going to tweet under that account. But anyway, do you remember the shirts that we were talking about? The Revolution Continues.
Yes.
This is my store, my design. So if you guys want to support me, you can go to that. The website for this is rememberworldpeace.com. And you can get stuff like that. I have a Holy Bird Tribe section. The one that I really think is kind of cool too is Destination 7D. 7D Infinity. So that's this design. Whoops. Destination 7D Infinity.
Really cool. Oh, I like that.
And then all my Teach Peace stuff is in here too. So Teach Peace bestsellers, like if you just want a Teach Peace shirt or anything, I'm the original creator of this in March of 2004. Just putting that out there. So if you guys want to help support what I'm doing in any way, the small way. I mean, I don't make a lot on those shirts, but they're up there for everybody to wear. And thank you for letting me do that. Yeah, I'll let you know when the whole website's done. I'll have that not integrated with it, but I'll have a link to that on the website when everything gets going. But okay, wait, where was I? Yeah, new comments. I'm sorry, I'm not good at the live streams yet, but this is just a practice, right?
You're doing great. I have not done it yet, and that's my goal, is to get on live.
Is to go on live, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. So we covered that. We covered the flag.
Yeah.
The flag issues here. They're making us take down the flag, you guys. It feels like The Sound of Music if you're just joining us now. And so rumors. We're going to talk about rumors or no?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I don't know, Sherry. I'm not feeling the rumors. I'm feeling more like we got some things to announce. Like we said what we had to say with that. And I almost feel like it feels like backwards energy. We were up in 7D there for a little bit. Like it feels like kind of backwards if we start doing what we've heard, because the thing is nobody really knows the dates. Yeah. Right. We never know the dates. Even that transmission that came through Michael Love, he's put a lot of stuff through, and there has been a lot of incoming energies and things that have happened that you can't actually see. So I know there's a lot of people that follow my channel that say, yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. But I like what you're saying. I want to believe it, but they're still in the I'll believe it when I see it mode. And I can't blame you one bit. Yeah. So as far as rumors go, I think I'm going to stay away from that. I just read what it was because it was a lovely transmission. I could feel it rock in my body.
Yeah.
I felt the other solar flares like crazy, and I want to get this information out, and I want to, be able to provide updates as they come in that are something that I can say, yeah, I'm feeling it. So you guys are feeling it too, right? You guys are all feeling it?
Yeah. How about ascension? We were talking about ascension symptoms, maybe along those lines.
Yeah.
You talk about
Yeah. All right. Why don't you kick that off because um I've been talking a lot and I feel like you've got a good chunk of a good reality for ascension symptoms. I get a little frustrated with ascension symptoms because I like to say to people like just do your homework, listen to your body, and it kind of
that?
triggers me, it frustrates me that I can't I'm not going to say that. Okay, so it's challenging for me to be able to stay non-judgmental. So I'm working on pulling myself out of judgment, trying to stay in the now. And so
Yeah. Nice.
I will just hand that one off to you.
I mean, I think ascension symptoms has kind of been over discussed, but it's also good for people who are coming online now and starting to really come into that awareness and awaken to it, that you're not going crazy. There's nothing wrong with you, because I think there's that shift from, oh, there's something wrong, I have to go to the doctor. I'm talking about the new people,
Right.
um, versus asking what's going on in your body. So it's a good opportunity. Like, I think it's a really good opportunity to really get in touch with your body and your vessel and understand and connect it to the higher source, which is you, your highest source, and asking what's going on. And so sitting in meditation, or, instead of being in fear about it, just saying, okay, what was that? And really sitting and allowing the answer to come. So I've been finding, because I'm here in California, that I'm always, in California, you're kind of always vigilant about earthquakes and stuff like that. And so there are often times I'll wake up at night and I feel like things are shaking, and I'll check and see if it's actually happening or has happened, but it hasn't. And I'm thinking, and what I've received after talking to you before we got on here live, is that this is an ascension symptom too, because we've been feeling this dizziness, which is really different than, like, if your inner ear stuff is going on or you've got some other issues. It's almost like your reality's being shaken, and so that's what I've been feeling lately. But I think it's a good opportunity to really go deep and ask and allow yourself. And this is another step towards sovereignty too, is understanding you're in control of your body and you're in control of your health and you're in control of your entire being and your entire vessel, emotional, mind, and everything else. So this is a good way to pull that information down and really practice, because this is where we're going. Really, I mean, we will have med beds and we'll have the help, but eventually, whether it's this lifetime or another one, we're going to be in full sovereignty of our bodies. And so it's really good practice to be able to say, okay, is this ascension? And to discern. It's good for discernment too, I think, as well. So I can tell you when a solar flare comes through, I can tell you that it's the Schumann resonance before I even see it online, because I get extremely sleepy and all of a sudden it's like I have to lay down on an out. So that'll be interesting to see tonight. That's the biggest thing. I haven't felt a lot of ascension symptoms in a long, long time. It's been a good couple years. The only thing I feel is when the solar flares hit, I get very sleepy. I get jazzed up, or I get this little shaking thing, but nothing major like I used to.
Oh, good. No, that's good to
Yeah.
know because I feel them too. I used to get different symptoms like whatever, let's see, a person saying teeth pain, bad back and neck pain, nausea, dizziness spells, bad
Nausea.
vertigo, fatigue, then crazy high energy, not sleeping well. She's had labor-like pains, and everyone she knows. Oh, it could be a he. I'm sorry. Everyone has had loose stools. Yeah, I mean, what you're eating contributes to the stools too, or not eating. If you're guided to eat lighter, then eat lighter, like, or
Yeah.
don't eat if you use the sun if you can, or
Yeah.
whatever, if that's what you're guided to do. But um, yeah, Sherry, some of these symptoms, some of these things, I'm telling you, I used to feel them. I don't feel them as much, but there's things like in the energy that you feel versus your body when you
Yeah.
know that you've done that integration work, or you know what it is when you recognize, you go, oh, that's Schumann. You know, like you can feel the
Yes.
magnetics. It's magnetricity that you're linking yourself into.
I like that word. Yeah.
Magnetricity. And you do,
Yeah.
you feel it. It's the same way you feel attracted to or repelled from people.
Yes.
It's not just a gut instinct inside, it's you're feeling the energy outside of you that's repelling or bouncing back or pulling in or
Yeah.
making a connection versus somebody sucking the energy from you.
Yes.
You know, like there's a big difference. And so the magnetricity is important when we say, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this. Well, when the energy's blowing through my body and I feel dizzy, I physically feel dizzy, but I also connect to the energy that I'm feeling blowing through. And sometimes it's very dense and sticky. And that's
Hmm.
how it feels, like thought forms going through that are very sticky. You have to pay attention to, and it
Yeah.
doesn't just keep going. You go, oh, okay, that one's sticking. I wonder why. You know,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
do the clearing and flick it off as you're guided to, but
But then it's like,
y-
why did it show up too? That's
why did exactly right? It might not be something you want to sweep under the carpet.
right. Yeah, because I
So
want you to, face it. Like, let's look at it. Okay, I look at that. I see that, and I'm going to integrate it. How am I doing what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling? And yeah,
and it's all about the integration right now. Everything is about
yes,
the integration. We were talking
totally.
about that. Sarah, soul sister Sarah, had sent
Me too.
Rudolf Steiner a link
Yeah.
for an audiobook done by Rudolf Steiner. And they were talking about Egyptians and the mythologies or whatever. But Rudolf Steiner, if you've ever tried to read him,
It was
he
dense.
gave
I listened
lectures.
to that.
Oh, very dense. But wasn't that you did hear it? Oh,
I
wow.
listened to the first half hour of it.
First
It was really,
lecture.
yeah,
Right, and keep going with it a little bit because I know even when it's dense, like, there's still a lot of downloads in there that it's gonna
oh yeah,
trigger because there's certain parts that if it's dense, let it just go over your head and keep going until you pick up on it. But, how about his voice? Did you like that guy's voice?
I did. It was very soothing. Yeah, it was very like, yeah,
Yeah, it's almost like
grounding.
a grandfather reading you a bedtime story, or it's just something
Yeah,
peaceful and calm, or you just feel safe. He's just a safe, unless you've had negative experiences with that, and then I guess you can't say that feels safe, but anyway, I digress.
you.
Oh man, let's see what everybody's saying over here. I know we were talking about ascension symptoms. Wet lungs. Leanne, what's that mean? Wet lungs. Oh, jaws clenching when you sleep. Yeah, I've done
Yeah,
that. TMJD, they call it. Because you
yeah.
can't say I have TMJ. That's like saying I have elbow. I have knee. TMJD is the temporomandibular jaw disorder or disease. I
Ah,
don't think it's disease, disorder. But yeah, clenching your teeth.
yeah.
That's a bad one at night because that you're not really sleeping. Well, guess what? Oh, I see. Leanne's on that one. She's talking about smoking pot. I thought my dizzy spells were so quick. I thought they might have been because I was smoking pot. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't know if you guys microdose or what you do. It's everybody's personal business, I guess. But we talked about this in some of the Holy Bird Tribe council meetings, maybe behind the scene ones. Talked about
Mhm.
cannabis.
Yep.
Yeah. Medically, like I just got my card finally because
Nice.
I have chronic and permanent condition that's causes a lot of pain. And so I finally got my card. I gave in and I figured I'd microdose because up until about about 2 years ago now, I wasn't smoking. And when I microdosed, my back was so bad. It was so bad. What do you call it? Of stress fracture from being on a trampoline, which was stupid,
Oh,
in the middle of my back, right in the middle. Like it acts up sometimes, It's probably been 5 or 6 years now, 6 years since that injury, and or 7. Oh my God, 7. And it hurt. It just gets really bad. And
mm,
so one or two little puffs, medically speaking, and the pain's gone. It just disappears.
nice.
So
Nice.
I don't like being like high, woo, where you're sitting down and you can't function. I don't like that. But
Yeah.
medical marijuana, yes, it helps a lot of physical symptoms, and it's kind of a miracle for me for relief for my back when I need it.
Yeah.
And And
It's
so
been
I do
helping
that.
me sleep. I do the edibles at night, like little, and it helps
Yeah.
with the sleeplessness, which is a big thing that's been happening with the Ascension too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, because if you're in bed and you're
definitely.
feeling the energies all through your body and it's very electric, it's
Yeah,
hard to sleep when you
yes,
got, when you're popping off.
yes.
So yeah, indica, right? I use indica.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna mind Andromeda. My feet and back hurting, fibromyalgia flaring up. Yes, Janet, that's one of the issues that I have as well. I've 30
Mhm.
years. I've had it 30 years,
Oh gosh, Linda.
3 decades now.
Wow, that's a
Came
lot.
from I'll just tell you guys, it came from third stage Lyme's disease. I had Lyme's back in 90. I don't know when I actually had it because apparently I had it for a couple of years because I was going through the doctors and nobody could find what was wrong with me. They thought I was dying. And it turned out I had Lyme's disease and I was treated IV for that and had to do a lot of home stuff. And the nurses would come over. And I mean, I literally thought I was dying and I was 20 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, that's been
Nasty.
something chronic Lyme, third stage Lyme's is chronic Lyme's. It never goes away. It's a permanent condition. And
Mm.
fibromyalgia resulted after I was treated for the Lyme's. And it's been like an ongoing thing. There's other stuff too. But like when these med beds come, I'm going to be
Oh
all
yeah.
over. That's why I want to do it in my center. I don't want to just help myself. I want to
Yeah,
help other people too. Cause I don't
absolutely.
talk about the inflammation. Yes, Bev, the inflammation goes crazy and it's nuts. It's almost like the inflammation is causing like calcifications everywhere. And there's all kinds of like muscle atrophy and stuff. Is anybody else getting that? Sherry, are you feeling any muscle atrophy or things that are happening in your
Yeah.
body that are changing? What talk about that?
Yeah, well, but I thought it was just my age, like being a woman in the 50s and
Do you think
out of
that's
menopause now. So I'll tell you what I did start doing because for a long time I always exercise. I was really, really active, but it's like the exercise hasn't been, well, the yoga hadn't been helping as far as like the atrophy stuff.
right?
Um, so I started working out again, like cardio for 30 minutes, every like 3 to 4 days a week, sometimes 5. That's helped a little bit, but the atrophy, but it's interesting because that's another thing that my guides have kind of been like, it's just got an inkling of it has something to do with where our vessels are going. And I don't know if that's all I can say. That's all I can speak to.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing that up. So I guess we're going to shift into postmenopausal, menopausal. We got to
Yeah,
talk about that real quick because they're talking about night sweats. Anyone else get that? Well, a person who's a
yeah.
person. I had a full hysterectomy and I went into immediate menopause and a very quick one, like in 2014. And it was like an emergency kind of situation. And the hysterectomy was done, full clean house. So thank you. I've been blessed because I got through it fast and furious, but I also got in really good shape after that and lost some weight and was trying to exercise a little bit and starting to feel a little better and then everything started coming with the ascension symptoms and just energy shifts and things that the
Yeah.
injury in my back and just arthritis and you know what I mean? The
Yeah. It's hard to
things
tell
that
what was,
happen.
yeah.
Right, and it's like, should I be taking hormones? And then no, because of the breast cancer risk and all that other stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to consider when you get to this age, a certain age of half a century or whatever, right around but I'll tell you what, it's a gift not having that monthly guest every month.
Yes, it is. I
Woo.
know. But you know what? It's also kind of like it's this new, not kind of, it's a new stage of wisdom. I just feel like I'm so much more connected to my body and my spirit and my higher self. And so I just follow guidance. I just
Yeah.
follow whatever guidance says. If guidance says don't eat chocolate, like I'm off chocolate, I'm
Oh,
off
good girl.
coffee. Yeah, because it was
Coffee.
giving me, I know, it's really hard. Actually, I went last week to get coffee because I was craving it and I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts. Like there's only like 2 Dunkin' Donuts in LA, but I stopped at one of them and I got coffee and I was all excited and I took one sip and I was like, I don't want this.
That's because it's Dunkin' coffee, girl.
I know.
Sorry, Dunkin' lovers, but
I know, it's not the best, but I was kinda craving, I don't know why. But but I had that experience a couple weeks before that, and so I actually drank, like, not even half of it, and then I dumped it. I've been doing mushroom coffee with, like,
Ooh,
ashwagandha and, turmeric and maca powder and cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, coconut sugar, and that's been helping a lot. Like, my energy level is good, and then I would drink, like, spirulina halfway through the day, and that's helped a lot because I needed to get off coffee. I was having too many, um,
I'm proud of you. I'm very proud
like,
of you.
shaky days, and it was tough, but the chocolate thing is hard because
Sherry, how much coffee were you drinking, if you don't mind me asking?
not even 1 cup,
1 cup
maybe
a day?
2, and
Okay.
small.
Is it
Yeah,
black
but it was
black coffee?
yeah,
Okay, because
but
that's what I do.
it was enough to, like, my energy spiked. I had a lot of drops, and I was
Hmm.
really anxious, and I wasn't sleeping well, and I was getting night sweats and I was like,
And you're attributing that to the caffeine, so were you drinking coffee before when you weren't having those? Do you think they were ascension
mhm,
symptoms, or do you think it's directly linked to the coffee?
it's directly linked to the coffee.
Shit, I was hoping you weren't gonna say that.
Sorry. I've been drinking coffee since I was in my early 30s and
Uh-huh.
have been like I've tried to get off and on, but this is replacing it with a mushroom coffee was the best. That's I've been able to do it.
Mushroom coffee, huh? Did it taste like, I know we said spirulina, that's great for decalcifying the pineal gland, and
Yeah.
it's good for you anyway, it's good algae or whatever, but, or power food or algae or whatever it's considered. But what about the other?
So I just get the mushroom, it's a mushroom powder complex, so it's got like 4 or 5 different mushrooms. It's in a jar. And then I added ashwagandha, I added turmeric, I added cinnamon, I added maca, shook it up in this little jar. And then I just
Wow.
put like a heaping spoonful of that with coconut sugar. And then oat milk. I've been making my own oat milk, and it's been great.
Alright, girl, you just
Great.
got me there, so ashwagandha,
Ashwagandha,
and then
yeah.
what else?
Maca powder. Both of
Ma
those
is
are
that matcha, M-A-T-C-H-A?
no, MACA. It's different.
Okay,
It's like a
M-A-C-A.
white
What about coca cow cowco Keiko Keiko
cacao.
cacao?
Yeah.
Would
Chocolate,
that
I mean, it's
would that be
chocolate, but sometimes when I was trying to get off, I would add a little bit of cacao or cocoa.
alright, and then spirulina. They're the biggies. They're the ones that, like, remember Jerome, Unified
Yeah,
Energetics? If you
yeah,
guys have not followed him, go to
yeah,
Unified Energetics on
Jerome.
YouTube and follow him. Brother, man, in Barbados, he's just
He's
rocking it, and
amazing.
yes, they're fine. His roof was fine through the whole, hurricane hit, but, I gotta get back in touch with him because we've definitely talked a lot less frequently, but he was talking about he knows all of this stuff, like, he's such a knowledge base powerhouse on this. It's almost like, and he was doing all the stuff with the water, and
Yeah.
making that stuff, that liquid, I forget what it's called. He's making the stuff. Trust
I
me, it's natural,
just
but
I don't know about that.
highly charged natural stuff.
Uh,
Alright. Anyway, I'm beside myself. When you were talking about mushrooms, I was like, I need to take that step. I did have the thought cross my mind to stop the coffee
yeah,
probably 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago,
yeah.
and I bought another box, but
My
maybe when it
guys
runs
really
out,
put it on. Yeah.
because there is a couple mornings where I'm kinda like, "I don't really need the coffee," and it would be good to just take a walk instead or something. Because I almost have to use the coffee to ground me after I wake up and go out there.
Well,
It
that's
wakes
what
me
I
up
was
too, but
doing. Yeah, but then I was finding too that I was getting, I've always gotten migraines, but I was really getting migraines if I was on chocolate and coffee.
ah,
Like, and then if I would take myself off, I would get horrible, horrible headaches. So I just didn't want to deal with that because they'd knock me out for a day and I'd lose a whole day or so, sometimes 3 days. So yeah,
wow. Yeah, with
yeah, so I
migraines,
just stopped.
they knock you on your ass for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I just stopped.
Well, you know what? Over here in our chat here, our lovely ladies joining us are talking about things like mushrooms and wanting to try. Never done mushrooms. Oh, I misunderstood you, Leanne. I thought you were saying you did do mushrooms and mixed it with THC. I must have misunderstood you. Leanne has never done mushrooms. Um, I, I'm going to get back to that. Feeling experimental. Don't drink alcohol. Don't do hard drugs. Okay, good for you. That's good. Now you don't want to do hard drugs. Nobody wants to do hard
Yeah.
drugs. We're moving away from all that shit. Anything.
Alcohol too. Alcohol's been, I
Mhm.
can't drink anymore. I
I
don't know. That's
know.
another thing.
I know. I bought since I've been back too, and even when I was traveling. Although I went down to Sedona, and my friend Betty and I don't know if you're listening, Betty, but she's making her way back to Texas, and you rock, girl, you rock. So she, um, yeah, I'm gonna skip that whole thing. That was just pulled out. So I'm gonna go. I love you, Betty. It was pulled out, and I know why, but I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Anyhow, back to our thing. Oh, as far as drinking goes, yeah, we had a couple drinks when I went down to Sedona to visit her when I was staying in the Grand Canyon. But most of the time I was out, I wasn't even drinking. I came back, haven't had any alcohol. And then this past week when I went food shopping, I decided to get myself some Mike's Hard black cherry lemonade.
Yeah.
And you know what? I had two. That was good, but I was burping and I was just like every other breath, every other sip, and I'm like, you know,
It's
it was
almost like our
it's hard.
bodies have been
It's
upgraded to like not even handle it anymore.
right
Like
because
that's
also
what
it
I
was
don't
like
even like the taste of it.
well, that's what I was just gonna get to because
Yeah.
my palate was telling me this tastes like club soda. To me, club
Yeah.
soda is like, why
Yeah.
bother drinking it? Like, and it tasted like club soda that could have been a little spiked with something something. So maybe that's the alcohol part. And then it had a little bit of the black cherry flavor and then the lemonade after. And it was tart. And I was like lingering kind of, or maybe that was reverse lemonade, then black cherry. And I'm just like, what's the point? I was tasting it in sequence, like in a timeline. And I've never analyzed the taste of Mike's Hard before. I just drink it. It's like, oh yeah, good or ooh, tart. Yeah, but it
Well,
was so weird.
isn't that kind of interesting that you're tasting it that way?
Yeah, like it was
That's
like
true. That's very
it's like
true.
it's like taste in slow motion. It's my new
Yeah.
superpower. It's my new superpower.
Maybe that's what happened with the coffee, and I tried to drink something, guys, it was a couple weeks ago. I don't remember what it was, but it was the same thing. It was like this it was like one flavor after the other, and I'm like, "This is really why am I even doing this?" Like, it just does not taste good.
I know.
Weird
And
experience. Mhm.
social. It's a social thing, but
Yeah.
so what? You can drink water socially, and anyway, it's
Yeah.
just everybody gets to a point where they get to that point.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
judgment. It's just what's great for your body.
a person who's a person says the first time they tried to drink after waking up, they got the spins and started puking after one beer. Yep, that's
Yeah.
pretty much what happens.
Yeah.
If not
Yeah.
to the extreme, like your body tells you you don't need it anymore. So
Yeah.
if you have one because like say you're at a wedding and you're being social
Yep.
or whatever, but it's like just to drink to get drunk anymore or just to drink to get buzzed or to have a good time and you're drinking. It's like the body's saying no, no,
Yeah.
no, just no.
Yeah, that last comment, I've had the same exact experience where I would drink one and I wake up and I'd have a headache for 2 days, and it's like, I can't drink anymore. So,
Oh my God.
interesting.
It's crazy. Oh, girl, I want to thank you so much for coming on here. I want to
Thank
thank you
you
guys
for
for
having me.
hanging out with us too. It feels like
Ah,
we're gonna be doing this again, and we're gonna have two other guests on with us. So you guys know. Not gonna tell you when, but you'll have to watch your notifications and it'll be a
yeah.
surprise. And you can always watch the replay if you miss it live. But yeah, what's
Yeah,
this?
your viewers are awesome.
So who said I need some light worker friends? Who said that in here? Because the comment that you just made, I need some light worker friends, it came up as like some kind of thing. I don't know. I'm using this for the first time live with a guest or maybe second. I don't know. But something popped up and it said something about the comment, like I had to show it or hide it. So I hit show and I don't see it. But
Hmm.
whoever said that, guys, friend the person in the chat that needs light worker friends.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there's lots of us out there. We're all coming
Sherry,
together.
do you any comments that you see that stand out or that you questions that you want to address or anything but as we go into like a closing and you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
feel free.
I couldn't access the comments, so I can't speak to them other than your viewers are great, and those were great comments, and, I can feel the love, and, I just thank you for having me on. It was great to kinda be back into it. I've been out of it for about 6 months, 7 months,
Yeah.
so It's
That's
been
about
really great. Yeah.
Yep, that's kind of what it is. Everybody is exactly where they need to be doing what they need to do. And when I needed you and I was like, "Hey sis," you were like, "Yeah." So don't worry about it. I'm stepping up into live again too. So it's a little strange for me. But thank you for being here with me to help
Thank you
quell
for
my
having me.
anxiety. Yep.
And
And
chatting and for sharing that. It was amazing.
yeah, and I'll get better at interacting with you guys over there in the comments. I'm gonna have to change my setup. If you could, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a behind the scenes video for all my patrons. You guys, I'm gonna take a little behind the scenes video so you can see what the setup is.
Nice.
So you can see how I have to like crawl into my little corner. But when I get a better setup, I feel like I'll be able to see the comments and interact a little better,
Yeah.
multitask some more. So maybe what we can do also is post some things for live meditation nights or sharing things. And I think you, me, and the other two guests when we do our
Yep.
thing,
Yep.
I think it's gonna be a thing. I think it's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be a thing.
A thing for the
Like
thing.
a yeah, thing. Know
It's
what I
gonna be
mean?
it's gonna be powerful. It's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be powerful. So if you're looking, those of you out there who are watching, if you're looking for something like to really like ramp yourself up a little bit, it's gonna be good.
It is. All right. Hey, Alaska, thanks for joining us. And everybody, Bev and Leanne and Andromeda Moon. It's Sarah. Oh my God, Sarah's here, sister. Yay, we've got something planned. Leanne, thanks for all your comments and your support. Bev, you too. I appreciate you guys so much. I can't wait to see you again. And everybody just be well, be blessed. And remember, if you feel a little dizzy or woozy, or you suddenly feel sleepy, or if something's going on tonight, if something triggers you really bad or whatever, 7 o'clock is not set in stone. And it's probably a little before, a little after. Most sensitives will probably start feeling it early. So just make sure you have something to ground yourself and your energy with. Have your water, have your wits about you. And like Sherry was saying very early in the stream, what she likes to do, just breathe.
Yeah.
You've got that breath. Control your breath. You'll get through it. We'll all get through it. And we got good things coming. So
Beautiful.
thank you guys. I love you.
Thanks everyone.
And we will see you next time. Peace.